I gotta get this off my chest because I'm still sitting here scratching my head after that Clippers game. Like, how do you have Stephen Curry on your team, the greatest shooter in the history of the game, the face of your franchise, the dude who's bailed you out more times than I can count, and then when the season is on the line, you decide to run a play for Moses Moody? No disrespect to Moody, I like him, he's a solid young player, but come on, this was the game. The difference between being locked into the 6th seed and having to fight for your life in the play-in. And if you don't go with Steph, you're very dumb. And Steve Kerr, I'm looking at you right now, and honestly, I just don't get it. We're going to break this whole thing down. What went wrong in the game, why that decision was one of the worst coaching calls I've ever seen all year, and most importantly, what the Warriors need to do right now if they actually want to be champions this year. This isn't hate, this is love. I want the Warriors to succeed, but in order for that to happen, they have to lock in. Let's start with what actually happened in the actual game. This was supposed to be the game, the final game of the season. All they had to do was win, and I know that's hard, but boom, 6th seed. They would have been out of the play-in with time to prep for a full playoff run, but instead they lost 124 to 119 in overtime. Steph Curry did his job, he gave us 33 points, he was locked in. Jimmy Butler stepped up, he had some key moments, and he gave 30, he was also locked in. The team played hard. I'm not gonna say they didn't bring any effort, but then you look over at the Clippers and James Harden, who everyone swore was washed. He drops 39 points. That man looked like vintage Harden. He took control, made the right reads, and got to his spots. And all while that's happening, the Warriors are over here trying to be too cute with their sets and decision making instead of going to your superstar when it matters the most. You run a designed play for Moses Moody? Like, I'm sorry, but what are we even doing here? Look, I'm not one of those people who just slanders coaches for no reason. Steve Kerr has done a lot for this team. He's helped build a dynasty, and I respect that. But sometimes it feels like he wants to be so over smart, and people just don't get it. He wants to outsmart everyone instead of just making the obvious play. You have Stephen Wardell Curry on your team. It's the final possession of the whole season. The season is basically hanging in the balance, and instead of giving the ball to Steph, instead of running literally any set that puts the game in his hands, Kerr runs a play where Moody ends up taking the last shot. I don't care if Moody was having a decent game. I don't care if the Clippers were loading up on Steph. That man is built for those moments. He thrives in chaos. You let him work. Imagine being a Clippers defender and celebrating when you realize the Warriors didn't even give the ball to Stephen Curry. You never see the Los Angeles Lakers giving the last possession to Bronny James. It's always LeBron. You don't see Phoenix saying, you know what, let's give Grayson Allen the last shot. No, it's always Kevin Durant. So why did this happen? It's overthinking, trying to be unpredictable instead of trusting your superstar, and it cost them. That decision is why we're in the play-in right now. The one play could end up defining the season, and that's honestly so painful to say. Let's talk about the season overall, because I know if you've been watching all year, you know it has been wild. There were some amazing moments. Jonathan Kuminga really took a leap. Draymond came back from his suspension and brought some serious defensive energy, and the team started to gel a bit more after the All-Star breaks. The Jimmy Butler trade, that gave us toughness, gave us someone who's built for the playoffs. And then there's Buddy Hield, one of the best shooters in the league. He was a great addition to spread the floor. But even with all those pieces, the team just couldn't stay consistent. One night they'd beat the Nuggets, next night they're blowing a 20-point lead to the Hornets. And right there, that's on coaching. That's on rotations. That's on not playing the team's strengths. You had games where Curry barely touched the ball in the fourth quarter, and you had stretches where the bench got cooked and there were no adjustments. That's not the mark of the team trying to win a ring. That's the mark of a team coasting. And now, here we are. The Warriors have been dropped to the 7th seed. They should have been 6th. That was right there for the taking. And now instead of preparing for the normal playoff series, they're fighting for their lives in the play-in tournament. This means they have zero room for mistakes. One off night, one cold shooting streak, one bad decision, and their season is over. They have to win that first game. If they don't, it gets even uglier. And the pressure, it's massive. Steph knows that, Jimmy knows that, Draymond definitely knows that. But the problem is, does the coaching staff know that? Do they actually trust their leaders enough to give them the keys when it matters the most? Because if Steve Kerr draws up another surprise Moody shot or gives Hield 15 minutes when he's cold, it might be a wrap. Okay, let's talk about situations because I'm not here just to rant. I want this team to go far. They still have what it takes, but they need to be real. Here's what has to happen. Number 1, you let Steph be Steph. You have to stop using him as a decoy. You have to stop running him off a million screens just to let someone else jack up a 3. Give him the rock and let him cook. Number 2, tighten the rotation. This is playoff basketball now. You go with your best 7 or 8 guys. Curry, Butler, Draymond, Kuminga, Hield, GP2, and maybe Moses Moody in limited moments. No more experimenting. Number 3, let Jimmy lead the 4th. This man has been to the finals multiple times. He's literally called Finals Jimmy. He's not scared. Let him isolate. Let him draw fouls. Let him set the tone. Number 4, communicate and adjust. If someone is cold, sit them. If someone's hot, ride them. Simple basketball decisions, no more stubbornness. And here are the final thoughts. I love this team. I've been rocking with the Warriors for a long time. I've seen them rise, fall, and rise again. But what happened in that Clippers game, that was a slap in the face. Not just to the fans, but to Steph. You put in all this work, all these years, and when the season's on the line, you don't even get the ball. That cannot happen ever again. If the Warriors want a championship this year, they need to play smart, play together, and let their stars shine. That's it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Did Steve Kerr mess up big time, or am I tripping? If you're still watching, I appreciate you. Like the video if you felt this one, and please subscribe if you want more real talks like this. And yeah, let's hope the Warriors get their act together before it's too late.